Bonsoir à nouveau tout le monde.
Good evening, everybody, again. And after what we've done today with the Manifesto of Anthropocene, we're here with the director of the Urban School of Lyon. We're here to think about what's happened, and we are not finished. We still have a little bit more than 4 hours waiting for us. So what I feel like saying is that after seeing all the pictures between sessions painted by Joan River, this is the idea of that we are all together under the same cloud and we look at the sky. Very often the director says that we are very often surrounded by things, so we can see the skies. This is the first common point. The second common point is the moon that started with this morning to cheer us up, because all the world can see the full moon. So what's happened today, Michel? And how have you reacted? Jeremy, we started this manifesto 12 hours ago. That was a challenge, a crazy one. And I think that we've been able to face this challenge. It's a spectacular one, because we assert the following. We are all concerned by the Anthropocene because we live on Earth. This is when we understand the crisis of the habitat. Earth might not host the lives of some human beings within a few decades. So Earth might be the home of more than 10 billion people, and our challenge in the framework of this manifesto is that as we're all concerned by this issue, because we are all earthlings, we have to invent a manifesto that is not the conclusion of the reflection of a few scientists. But of course, we're interested by scientists, neither the few people who pretend they hold the truth, but we want the conclusion of the addition of many different viewpoints, if possible, theoretically, all the earthlings. So what we offer for 17 hours is the modelization of the idea that the future of Earth will be written by all its inhabitants, that we cannot give our future to multinational companies, to the academic world, or other few. Everybody has to draw a conclusion, to analyze the situation, and this is what we can see in the proposals we've been sent. And after listening to all these analyses, given what I can see, what I can hear, what I live on a daily basis in my environment with other human beings and non-human beings. And I think this proposal is radical, because we have to go back to the origin of Anthropocene that has been criticized, because some people say that Anthropocene is showing that the responsibility of the global change is also on the shoulders of people who haven't done nothing to trigger this change. So maybe we should use another word. Of course, not everybody is equally responsible for climate change, for the change of our planet. The Western world, based on exploiting resources elsewhere, and also human beings elsewhere, the Western world is more responsible. And I also want to retain another point of the Anthropocene. Even if where we live, we can blame a few people. For the future, everybody should be heard, and not just a few people. So this is the value of the word anthropos, the Greek word, everybody. And if we want to face this crisis of our habitat, all the earthlings should be engaged in order to invent new solutions for the future for us to live all together on planet Earth. And I think we are demonstrating that this concept works. Today is 2021 and we'll be here in 2022. This is what I want to say tonight. Matthias and Laure, you're here. We already have the relay of people also fighting for building the future. So something that is supported by many people around the world. And next year in 2022, I want this manifesto to come back stronger than ever, supported by all the inhabitants of Earth that are interested in fighting global change. And I'm a bit tired, I must say, but I will hold on. So yes, this is the conclusion of what we've seen today, what we've done today. Maybe, Anne-Laure, would you like to comment how you've lived this day emotionally, intellectually? When I accepted to be part of this experiment, I understood it as a performance, but I didn't expect so many emotions. It's a crazy adventure, thinking that for a whole day we can speak with more than 75 countries, many people with different origins, different ages, different countries, cultures, but they all testify about the fact that we share the same planet and we should be aware of this situation. But when you're aware, it means the ability to communicate on that, to express yourself. And individually, maybe if you understand that, the fact that you can listen to other people saying the same thing, maybe you feel better the connection between human beings. And I think this manifesto makes me think of the word communion, and we're all together and we are stronger together. So maybe I wasn't reluctant, but I had my doubts. So we were looking forward to this experiment. But now I can say, well, this morning, for instance, when a Turkish activist who was 13, who had a debate with an Haitian poet, this is really the way that taking the floor, that speaking with other people, maybe not with a very scientific approach, but some people from their hearts just describing what they do in their lives, that where they live, their environments, the need of being connected with each other. This is a very strong moment. And I hope that all those people will be multipliers. I work in citizen participation, and I want everybody in all the countries start a network around themselves, and it'll be a huge global chain connection, because we need that in order to be able to act. Yes, so it's a very intense day. It's a huge challenge, and I want to thank Matthias Lecoq, who is here with us this evening. He has followed what's happened today, and he will moderate the coming sessions. So thanks a lot, Matthias, for being here. So what can you say about this crazy experiment you are about to live? I want to remind that all the people who have participated, including myself, the challenge of accepting something that is not defined, that is blur, but that should be claimed by every person. Keep in mind that the broadcasting is bigger than what is just happening now. Matthias, you've got the floor. I'm very happy to be here. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be part of this. With the Urban School and the School of Anthropocene, we did that the previous year through the project Explore. So, as you've put it, beyond the issue of organizing roundtables, much more is happening. Emotion through unique meetings, and as you've mentioned, that was one of my very first roundtables. We were in Casa, in Algiers, in Italy. And that was completely crazy to mix up all these people, all these viewpoints, and we can feel the universality of this issue and at the same time the diversity of viewpoints. So it's universalism, a diversified universalism. And through this diversity, we can feed the way we see things and the way we face this issue. This morning, I was in Japan with a way of thinking that is completely different from, I suppose, some ways of thinking we'll see tonight. So it's a unique moment, and I'm very happy to follow up this experiment. Thanks a lot. So let's travel across the Atlantic Ocean, and Michel, the floor is yours to describe this journey. Yeah. First of all, I want to go back to a very important idea Laure said when she spoke about performance. This is also the fact that today all the viewers have seen 3 performances of the Kubilai dancing company. And it's not out of the scope, it's because we firmly believe of the idea of performance. What we offer through this manifesto is also a performance. And what is a performance? A performance is a bet on the ability of action to set up a climate, an atmosphere, a space for sharing in such a way that the world is impacted and changed by these art performances. So when you look at that, you are changed. You stop seeing the world around you the way you used to. So what we have set up with this manifesto, it is a real performance, a real political art performance. At the end of the day, literally, even if we've had just a few hundred viewers, they will multiply, and I'm sure the world will have changed because we have tried to perform and we have achieved this performance. And I think it's important to highlight this. This is our only motivation through this performance to try and change the world in crisis where we live. And we know that we will be faced with major problems in the coming years. That's why I think it's important to highlight this expression, this word performance. And one of the recurring points we've seen through this week dedicated to Anthropocene, through radio programs, conferences, seminars, very technical, very specific, and even we as scientists, the possibility to say that we are all vulnerable is sometimes a little bit hard to live through, emotionally, for instance. And for me, the manifesto is positive in a way because it speaks about the possibility of adapt through everybody's vulnerability, that we can send a message and hope for something better. To go back to some moments when, for instance, sometimes at a moment someone asks, how can we organize for the coming generation, for my generation, and somebody else saying, but you should be optimistic because you will manage that. So no one works on their own. It's a collective work, and it's a challenge also to have organized remotely this School of Anthropocene in a time of pandemics. So it's also interesting to have a framework, but a very open and flexible framework. I had the opportunity to be part of a debate with a worldwide participation, but it was very rich. Many different proposals, but it wasn't as sensitive as this week on the Anthropocenes, because today what we've felt is that you can express yourself in many different ways. And when you offer people a very wide, broad framework through many different media and channels, I was really surprised to see the variety of messages we were sent, because we get messages in different ways. Sometimes it's a very structured analysis. Other times it'll be an artistic performance. So this manifesto is a free space where people can express themselves the way they want, and I'm sure that people have been moved in many different ways. And I would like then to dwell on a word you've used, Michel. It's horizontal, it's almost organic. I mean, it would have been very easy, actually, to write a manifesto with experts and philosophers, but I think it's much better to do it the way you have set it up. It's a challenge. It's a challenge that should be interesting for everybody, and I'm sure that it's just the beginning, it's just a starting point, and it refers to the dynamics it has set up on territories and the interaction between everybody. Yes, I'm sure it's just the beginning. So after this fantastic demonstration of vital energy, I think we will have a break, and we will meet again within 10 minutes for the 9th session.